Okay, and we are live. Yesterday we finished the DLC, the Seeker of Knowledge, the Forbidden Knowledge DLC, whatever it was called DLC, where we went down into the deep dungeon, which wasn't that big. The dungeon of Cade Nua was way bigger than that one, but it was not a slog at least. Anyway, we went deep in there. Stopped the Archwizard for doing its thing, killed the Prophet, killed the body of the gods, and all's well that ends well. Now, today we're going to be going to the end of the actual game, I think. And if we're lucky, we'll even manage to finish the game. So, let's try that. Last game, when we went for the finale, that's where we learned the gods were all fake, except not really, but you know what I mean. So I'm thinking they're gonna pull another one of these twists, maybe just before the final confrontation with Aetus, or whatever the final boss is gonna be. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, let's get started. Bada beam, and bada boom, and now we gotta go. Oh wait, the sound is not there. Okay, there it is. But no, okay, there it is. Now we gotta go north. Way north into the map's boundary. Let's do that. It's an easy direction to follow. I have the best sails and hull in the entire archipelago to survive the storms of Andra's mortar. Hopefully it'll all work out. And plenty of food and drink besides. As long as we don't have to do any naval combat, we should be fine. Because my ship is not really great for these purposes. I just gotta make it through there. What, Magran's teeth? Yep. We have to make it past. Somehow. Well, there's a hole. Bam. There's plenty of ocean to sail and many lanes to explore, but what lies ahead of you dwarfs them all. Oh, we're injured. Should you choose to sail on, you suspect there will be no return. Can I rest? Yeah, rest. Eat some hardtack. Okay, let's go now. Continue forward. You set a course through the channel and into the uncharted, turbulent seas. The storms of Andra's mortars encompass the visible horizon. Excuse me. The hurricane winds roar like an imprisoned beast, blowing with enough force to warp the very seas. Past the curtain of rain and above the swell of waves, you can just barely perceive the outline of colossal Adra pillars. Sail! No sooner does the brave head into the turbulent waters, they catch sight of a ship speeding after you, its sails flapping violently. Someone has followed you. It remains to be seen whether they can keep up, but for now the storm is concerning enough. Headscarf whipping in the winds, Beodil frowns. Gods, Captain, if I'd known, if any of us had known. Damn. Much as I hate agreeing with Beodil, there ain't no charts for what lies ahead. Perched on the rail, on one hand clicking on the rigging, laughs, lips curling lips curling over uneven teeth. Exactly the kind of shit I signed on for. We go now where gods would not have us tread, yet their scheme guided us here, inexorable and inconvertible. The hands smile, balanced on the knife's edge, between comforting and disquieting, half faith. Both hands on the wheels, Irina stares out across the whitecaps. We doing this? Yes. We'll do it because you're the best. Surfin nods. The captain ain't farting out the mouth. I've seen a ship or three, and you'll not be the finest sort of swabbies a freebooter could hope to die with. Aww. Heading to the mouth of the storm, you hear the sounds of tearing canvas as the wind batters your sails. An unfavorable omen to start our hard voyage. The sail take dead damage. Looming in the water directly up ahead stands a pillar of Adra. It reaches up from the seafloor to pierce the sky like a god-sized finger aimed at an accusation. Before you can worry about the pillar ahead, your ship jolts in a whole groan against Hydra lurking unseen beneath the waves. Your ship's hold takes the beating without incident, though the pillar itself remains a threat. The choppy currents spin your ships towards a collision course. Smashing against the pillar gargantuan trunk, you would make for a quick and unceremonious end. Fortunately, that's exactly what happens. Collision is fast and brutal. No more Hydra pillars are evidence ahead, but the storm grows fierce as you persist in challenging it. The howling winds threaten to shred your sails to ribbons. The sail take more damage. What begins as an irregularity in the water current broadens as the sea churns opens a maelstrom. Your ship balances on the brink of being swept down. The tide redoubles its pull, intent on drawing you closer to the inescapable hungry maw. The wind howled in fury, threatening to tear your sails to ribbon. With a sound like a whip, the dragon wind sail, catch the wind and hold fast. The only option is to sail at full speed to break the maelstrom. Oh, I'm the one piloting? Oh no, somebody else is. Your swift maneuvering breaks the ship free of the maelstrom's deadly grasp, at the unfortunate cost of your sails, which take even more damage. The howling of the wind compels to a constant shriek, and the rain pounds your deck with relentless animosity. A wave swells ahead, monstrous enough to eclipse your vision. The prow of your ship slowly rises to meet it head-on. Even if you wanted to, you could not turn back now. Your crew master their fear and holds fast to their posts. Against all odds, the ship crests the wave successfully. In spite of the crew's haggard state, a cheer goes up in your honor when everyone realizes that they're still alive. Your ship rides the sheer slope of the wave and crashes back down, staying upright all the while. It doesn't immediately register that you have survived. While the rain continues to indignantly pelt you with water, the sea ahead looks calmer than those you left behind. Your relief is short-lived. An enormous form crests a wave and bears down on the brave with incredible speed. Before it can collide with your hull and dives back into the deep, tense minutes pass in which you wonder if it will resurface. Though your visibility is non-existent, your heading is a mystery. You sense a glimmer of light far ahead. One shining beacon in the obscurity. Taking the wheel, you sail for Aethys. The seas are calm again. As the sky is clear, you can make out a glowing ship on the horizon, Hokkaido. Ornate spires reach up from the island, hinting at the city within. Not all of Hokkaido has weathered the millennia with equal grace. Other structures jut and lean out the surrounding shadows, making the water around the island impassable by ship. You resolve to take a skiff the rest of the way. I wonder whatever happened to the Guardian. He just kind of took a visit and left. Yeah, all the other quests are gonna fail, that's fine. Hokkaido, Deep Autumn, 2828. We made it here at least.
I got this.
We're still getting XP, even though we're max level. Oh. Hey Guardian. Are we chill? Come on. We're chill, right? Come on. It's like another makeshift dragon. The creature stares down at you with only dim recognition of your presence. Water drips down the tip of the mallet-like head.
Whoa, that's where would you even stab something like that?
In the purple.
What manner of creature is this?
It's like 3 dragon souls combined into one.
I'm not too proud to admit when I'm scared. Terrified, actually.
Oh, sure, that. Whatever that be, why not?
The construct turns to the sound of speech, showing only dim awareness of the meaning. It swivels its head back around to face you.
So alone, never alone. Is Hokkaido reached?
What are you?
We are the gates of Hokkaido. We guard the silence of Hokkaido. You are a disturbance.
What about Aethys?
Aethys has disturbed the bones of Hokkaido. The old pacts permit him to pass.
Bah, that's cheating.
But you will go no further. Hokkaido is closed. The gates are barred.
Okay, but can you give me questions?
Our covenant with the old ones does not forbid questions.
Hey.
The living were meant to forget Hokkaido. Nothing can be gained of remembering it.
I'll just take a nap.
A challenge would be a welcome distraction. Take your reprieve, Doomed one.
Free rest.
The chosen people of the Deadfire called a Kaizo home. The outsiders were their contemporaries, full of wisdom, ingenuity, and terrifying ambition.
That sure sounds like the Ingwithans. Guess they got around.
The outsiders passed from the world. None of them remain.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them passed. But we got the one they left behind.
The construct fixes on Adair with a quiet mixture of irritation and curiosity.
The old ones and the outsiders traded, collaborated, learned, and built together. Outsiders augured the doom of the old ones. The rift unmade them both.
And what caused the rift?
The outsiders coveted ancient Ukaizo. Its occupation was a hindrance. Machines were built on a foundation of outsider lies. When the machines were nearly done, the outsiders constructed bodies of flesh and bone.
Oh, the Titans?
Skeletons now.
Oh, never
The
mind.
remains littering Great Ukaizo.
What were these machines?
Ones which drew the spirits of the dead through a sieve. Finally, the outsiders fashioned a guardian to stand vigil over their work. Our bond with the old ones compelled us to trust their allies. They offered us a trade, eternal life for eternal service.
Doesn't sound like much of a trade.
We were ordered to slam shut the gates of Ukaizo for all time.
And what happened when the machines activated?
The outsiders vanished from the world, leaving the old ones dumbfounded. Quiet gave way to chaos. Storms battered the seas. The sleeping hearts of mountains awoke with fury. When the last screams of the old ones faded, only we remained.
Has there been 0 visitors?
None but the green colossus whose every footstep disturbs tranquility. You are the first kith to visit the shores of Lost Ukaizo, and you will be the last. By now, you are rested, and there is little more to tell.
I guess we have to fight.
May your journey through the wheel be an informed one.
Eh.
You chose death when you set your bearing, traveler. Prepare yourself.
He lunged forwards, attacking. Ooh, he has low defenses. But high armor rating. We can crit. Resistance, immunity to resolve, immunity to intellect afflictions. Okay, give me a sec. First, let's summon a bunch of stuff. First things. First move. Summon a bunch of stuff. Okay, summon harder. For some reason his ulti can't summon. Next, spell time. That's not a great chance. Oh, reinforcements already. So what is this guy doing, by the way? He's attacking Seraphim. Very specific attack. Anyway, let's boink him. Oh, the summons are all gone. No, that's not true.
Make something stronger.
Guys, attack the big boy. Thank you. People can't engage him, so that's why he can move around freely. Kinda lame, but okay. Let's go for raw damage. No, that's a low chance. Oh, the wall of many colors. That one can do some good damage. The healing beam is a bit too early. Defensive bonuses. Go for Holy Firestorm. You over here, Seraphim. Give us a big buff to defense, please. Everybody gets a big buff to defense. Go. disintegrate? Disintegrate. Over here, Aloth, with the wall of thingy-majigs. Oh, it's paralyzed. That's a good one. The funny spell can hit. Go, funny spell. Oh, he's healing. How is he healing? How is he healing? Is somebody healing him? It doesn't seem likely. How is he healing? What healed him? Regeneration, I see. So we gotta go for even more damage. Okay. In that case, we can do something like that. We have Death by 1,000 Cuts, which could do massive damage. Up. You steal its armor. We're gonna steal its armor again. If we're lucky, we can steal so much armor, we're gonna crit even more. But that regeneration is really strong. There were for me to cut the regeneration. Maybe if I kill all the summons. Not sure. It's too strong.
Didn't work.
Yeah, let's kill all the summons first. Got 1,000 HP. Something just got 1,000 HP. Anyway, kill the random chaff instead. Cloud over here. Get your points back and start attacking stuff, please. Up. Can the heal go through? The heal can go through.
Not exactly what I was going for.
Where is Adair? He's doing nothing.
Good thinking.
Hit this guy, please. Gotta kill some stuff. At this point. Over the healing fireball. Up. Gotta heal. Oops, wrong button. That was a weird fireball, but okay.
This is futile.
He's engaging my mages because why not? It doesn't say that he has regenerations on his character sheet, doesn't it? Man. Anyway, kill it. Boink him. Give me some tentacles to distract him, maybe. Up.
That dog won't hunt.
I'm gonna turn off the AI for the paladin so he keeps his points for resurrection purposes. We need to heal more. Time for the healing beam. Guys, step back. Damn it, Aloth. Bleh. Anyway, healing beam. Darfin is down. Give it a sec before we bring back Aloth. Up. Regeneration circle. Yeah, there's taking care of the sentinel, one hit at a time. Okay, Aloth is back. And he's almost gone again. Run away. Regenerate. Time for some spells, maybe. Tentacles over on this thing. Damn it, the ice.
Futile.
Bleh. There goes that off again. Zulti's almost down too. Zulti, withdraw yourself. There she goes. Hey, there's holding it pretty well against the other guy. And this guy over here stopped regenerating a while back. Which is good news for us. Pretty much. Heal yourself. Heal harder. You can still power up Aloth if he comes back. Okay, here's Zoti. Zoti, you gotta heal a bunch of people. So power up and heal Eder. We can wait until the Sentinel is down, then we can call for a withdrawal. Go and heal Aloth. Okay, Aloth, power up. And time to use some more big spells. Up. This will help. Also, my phone is ringing for some reason. Okay, we've killed one of these guys. Now it's time to heal. Healing beam.
Sure thing.
That'll help. What was that about? Did you just get an extra head? Because I killed this thing over there?
I reap what I sow.
Is he regenerating again? I'm not sure. Anyway, boink him. Boink him with a bunch of spells. Now's the time to boink. What kind of spell can I use with Seraphin? Big damage purposes. Not sure. We gotta spread out, by the way. Oh.
I hear you.
Spread. Nice. We avoided most of the damage.
I reap what I sow.
So I'm looking closely, he doesn't seem to be regenerating anymore.
Just have to try something else.
Move. Move more. Zoti I meant, but okay. Zoti, keep moving.
I hear you.
Okay. Go for another ally. He is regenerating. It's a spell he's casting to regenerate. But he's quite low on health right now. If we're lucky, we can defeat him before he regenerates. Come on, guys.
Didn't work.
He's almost at the instant death point. Time to start spamming instant death spells. Seraphin, spam it. Instant death, go, 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 go. Boom! Got him. Okay, that was pretty hard, but not too much.
Ahoy, done and done.
Nice. Anyway, it's dead. Forever. We got lots of shiny metals. Obviously, we're gonna have to rest. Because Alof is way too injured to keep going. Heart attack. Okay. Let's keep this up. Now we're past the Guardian. Are there going to be any other defenses? Also, we're supposed to talk with Woodica. We had a notification last stream that Woodica wanted to speak with us. Let's have a chat. There's the book.
No sooner do you open the book than you find yourself standing alone in a void of swirling ash and glowing ethereal embers. You receive no answer.
Oh, well, never mind. Andra's Spire seems pretty... there's 2 locations. Whatever that is, and the Spire. Yeah, we'll make our way through. One thing at a time. It's not that big of a bridge.
I hope you got a way of turning off that storm. Looks unfriendly.
Disable the
Spirited
storm.
even.
Descending into the city will be suicide while the relentless storm is raging on. So you first disable the storm, then descend. A furious storm obscures the sprawling city below, but you can make out the shape of a distant spires reaching up from the flooded ruins. Spirit winds tug on your soul with assistance, like a stern hand trying to pull a cloak from your back. Recall the last time you encountered a bivouac, it felt a lifetime ago. So here we are. I wonder how we got here. It all started 2 games ago. Hey there. Eder's gaze wanders among the glinting archways.
Gilded Vale got its name from the way the wheat fields used to look in the sun. But this place really is gilded. Might as well be a different world.
Much prettier than Sun and Shadow.
Yeah, seems they had a whole different way of looking at things. I'd say I like this one better, but the truth is, neither one seems any closer to me. These great people got a funny way of passing on. They disappear from the world, but leave their problems behind for the rest of us to deal with.
That's why we're here.
I guess maybe that's one good thing that's come out of this. Well, at least for me. I got something to do with my life that doesn't involve hauling or shoveling. I even got a friend or 2 out of it. The whole world's about to face the biggest test it ever saw. What Aethys is doing, it's gonna change everything. We may not survive. Kith, I mean.
We'll try.
You know, I broke a wheel once too. First thing I thought of when we learned what Aethys was doing. My mom had this spinning wheel, and she loved it. Well, I was playing with it in the way a young child might when his parents are out, and that wheel came right off. It wouldn't go back into place, so I pushed it harder and harder, and pretty soon I'd broken off a spoke. Broke off 3 more trying to fix that.
That doesn't sound good.
Anyway, I got whipped pretty good for it. That wheel was never the same, even after my dad fixed it. I used to think of the gods as being like parents to all of us. Now I know better. They're children, playing while their folks are gone.
They're pretty immature for gods. Aloth?
5 years ago, you controlled the destiny of thousands of souls in Sun and Shadow. But the choice you make today shall define the fate of every living thing in Aora.
I'll do my best.
I know you will. I know you'll choose wisely. And no matter what happens, it's been an honor journeying with you. Again.
Zoti?
We gonna do this or what?
She licks her chapped lips, dark gaze narrowing as she takes in the sight of the ancient city.
We've made it this far, yet we're still alive. Might as well square off with my god before our luck runs dry.
You got my back, right?
Sure do. If Gon wants you dead, I figure he can do it himself.
Oh.
Besides, the part of him that's been stomping through the Deadfire didn't much help me at Mogren's teeth. Tell me, Watcher, can there be a god of light and birth if souls themselves can no longer be reborn?
Maybe. Think we can reason with him?
It didn't work so good at Mogren's teeth now. But sure, we can try to sway my god's will again. Well, if anyone could do it, I reckon it'd be you. I thought it'd be different how it turned out, but I couldn't dream of any other way. Now then, shall we go face my god for one last time? Find out what it is we can or can't do in these end times. Whether we're meant to wither or thrive.
We'll see.
Consider me your second shadow.
And Seraphin?
I look back, and I ain't but half sure how we got ourselves here, Cap.
On a boat.
I've half a mind to be giving the damn things up.
Hey.
Coming out here lean and lonesome, sailing us through that mother of storms, landing us here. Wherever here be, you've a second and a half on you, you do. No denying that.
They're gonna be good?
Ain't nobody ready for what be coming down this road, Captain. Don't mean it ain't coming. Onwards then, Cap. To the bitter end and beyond.
Alright then.
What for? Aye, aye.
Let's see how this plays out. Tiny engraving reads, in memory of Dumu, Tapa, and Tokima, Ngati's first chosen. To the spire. Takes an hour and a half. I'm gonna guess we have to go to the top of the spire to disable the storm. Oh. Well, thanks, game. Inguithian time. Though the device atop the tower spins in wild, blurring revolutions, the air around it is still and calm. You stand in the eye of the storm which has cordoned off Andra's mortar from the rest of Aoa for thousands of years. So it's something like this that's making all the storms over in whatever the place is called where the Royal Deadfire Company comes from. You see an antiquated control panel. A deep percussion shakes the tower by its root. Some of the obscurity of the room, Eothas Rare backs his fist to deliver a mighty blow. The control panel has weathered the millennia better than the rest of the city. A layer of dust covers its elegant glass tubes and engraved copper levers. Deactivate the machine. You grab the largest lever and bring it to the starting position. The machine vibrates as it gradually stops.
The machine controlling the storm winds down. The clattering of its machinery settles into a low whir and then, at last, hiccups to a halt. Beyond the tower, the black, roiling clouds of Andra's mortar roll away from the ancient city of Ukaizo, with only a tired sigh of wind to see them off. And on that last breath of wind, comes to you a familiar sound. The ring of a bell.
Uh-oh.
The bell's ringing is soft.
Aberath.
Not the clangor and torrent you've grown used to. It calls to your soul, and your soul yearns to follow it. Your soul flees from your body and into the beyond, chasing that sound. It leads you at last to Bareth's realm, to that cold platform and room of endless doors.
Watcher, your journey nears its conclusion.
The pallid night stands before you, her gaunt face impassive.
What will come after this?
That will depend on the will of Kith, whose desires are ever in flux. Soon you will confront Eothas for what will likely be the final time, and you will do so as the Herald of Bareth, the only creature on the face of Aora to whom he will listen. Remember that.
The pallid night inclines her head to you, black hair hanging limp in her face. She steps back and cedes the floor to Helia with a small, resigned sigh.
If Eothas truly intends to go through with his mad plan to destroy the wheel, a generation's worth of souls will be trapped in the in-between. So many would suffer. How can Eothas be so cruel? He cannot just abandon them. Eothas must help the Kith find a quick solution.
It probably won't be helpful. It probably won't. He doesn't want the gods to be involved anymore, but maybe we can ask that.
Abaddon strides forward.
Eothas thrust this crisis on the Kith. They did not bring it upon themselves. Their only mistake was entrusting us to watch over them. Who will help them rebuild their world now?
Eothas will reveal every secret of the gods. Will Kith be able to change the established order if they have no wonder to inspire them? Eothas must help them resolve this quickly, lest every one of Aora's few remaining mysteries be laid plain.
Well, it's Eothas' obligation to help us fix what he's about to break.
Coddled children learn nothing that is not spoon-fed to them. With the wheel destroyed, Kith will tear themselves apart. It is the gods' duty to prevent that happening, lest they doom us all. And as Kith must be ruled, so too must the gods. I say that if Aethys is so eager to throw down the mantle of power and step aside, I shall take my rightful place as Queen of the Gods again.
Kith are strongest when they follow our lead, and we are strongest when we lead in turn. United in purpose with the gods, Kith can accomplish things that without us, they could never have even begun. They must be shown their boundaries to surpass them.
Kith will not solve Aethys' puzzle on their own. And without an established order to fight against, the bonds that bind them dissolve, and they fight amongst themselves.
Ooh, how can we trust you to lead us?
You cannot trust us, and you never should have. Only the Kith may save themselves.
Boudica's firm hand is but the motherly smothering of Helia by another name. Mortals should have no special advantages. Only once Kith have striven to improve themselves through trial will they truly know their measure. Kith must suffer to find their strength if they are to survive the world into which Aethys drags them. Our intervention in your struggle would be a cruelty and counter to our purpose.
Indeed.
Oops, sorry.
Kith must discover for themselves what it is they are worth, and of what it is they are capable. What we do for them, they do not learn for themselves. Trial breeds ingenuity. If our work of generations was not in vain, Kith will succeed in spite of Aethys' actions. I have faith in Kith's ability to meet Aethys' challenge. Do not mistake my words for indifference, Watcher. They are born from a fierce belief in your potential, not a refutation of it.
I'm gonna say that the leaders couldn't even be bothered to work together.
You see clearly at last. Margaret is blinded by her affection for mortals. She does not see the
shut up.
Kith.
As Rimmergon's words fade, the Pallid Knight returns. She no longer towers over you, a giant even among the gods, but meets you at your height. She lets the arms crossed over her chest fall to her sides. She speaks to you openly, plainly, an expression almost like tenderness, turning up the corners of her lips.
Well, Watcher, you know where we stand. What do you believe?
Everything that's happened, everything that will happen is the gods' fault. True change demand lasting sacrifice. Things are fine as they are. I don't care. Everything that's happened is the gods' fault. We're better off without you.
The gods were once Kith. Thousands of Kith from long ago. But Kith still. If we are diseased at our core, as you imply, then so too are you.
It's just you specifically.
Now the time has come for us to part, Watcher. I laid upon you a difficult duty, and you have discharged it well. You will be free of it in time, but not now. You have work to do yet. You are no stranger to hard choices. You killed Theos, and when his soul was laid bare before you, you chose to destroy it. You granted him peace. Remember the strength it took to make that choice, and know that you alone may sway Aethys now. When you stand before him, choose your words carefully.
We'll have to do some real persuasion.
The gods depart one by one in brooding silence. A solitary figure remains perfectly still until the last of her colleagues is out of earshot. Boudica peers down at you, a triumphant grin splitting her weathered features.
Bareth is a fool if she thinks I'll let her enjoy the last word. You are trusted with a heavy responsibility, Watcher. Speaking for mortals, and representing their interests in the future to come.
What do you think?
Instead of working with mortals, you came this far on your own. You rejected compromise, idealism, and the solutions of others. My every suspicion is confirmed.
I feel like no matter what we do, all of our suspicions will be confirmed.
Society needs us. Aora searches for its queen and finds only an empty throne. I won't disappoint my subjects for long. Before we part, what compelled you to reject every dissenting voice and go your own way?
The trading companies in the Juana were all as petty and as disagreeable as the rest of you.
Consider my curiosity appeased. For now, in our grandest plans, you are a singularly unpredictable variable. Whether you heeded my wisdom or not, everything you've done to get this far has informed our view of mortal kind. I hope you're satisfied with your performance. We've learned much from each other.
Did that make a difference?
The trading companies, the locals, and even the pirates had desperate, half-cocked plans to counter this threat. You denied them all, rightfully judging mortals as ill-equipped to claim their destiny.
This was more about how much they suck.
I couldn't agree more. When at last I claim my place of leadership among you, the only challenge will be convincing the others to go along with my revised plan of Aora. Aethys will no doubt have a sunnier outlook on mortals and their chances of success. He already has everything he wants, so go and listen to his empty-headed idealism. The rest of us will be sharpening our blades, preparing for the future he lays out for us.
Alright then. Oh, hey, Aethys is there. He's punching some air. Consciousness returns in a wave as the last of the machine's energy dissipates. The coming of the storm reveals the sprawling city around you like sand wiped from a mosaic. You see the distant outline of Aethys raising his fist in triumph and purpose.
You keep falling asleep on me, I'm gonna have to start walking behind you with a pillow. Oh, by the way, the storm's gone. Also, I think Aethys has ended the world. It seems we're all still here.
God's darnation. My head.
In here with me thinking we were right and proper dead this time. We ain't dead, right?
An iron-studded warship has dropped anchor in the shadows, its cannon angled to the shore. But the ship is nearly cracking in half, but the stand of the Royal Deadfire Company persists in flapping in the breeze. The empty decks tell that the surviving crew have long since boarded the skiff and rowed to shore. Alright then.
Aye.
I'm surprised at least one of the factions tried to get here. It was important for the World Deadfire Company to know about this Undra Spire contraption. I'll already mind if they examine it. Ooh, green. Hanzanui Karu approaches her weapon drawn. Her face is bruised and cut in a uniform tone from the rough journey.
What you people from lush, bright lands fail to grasp is that Rawatai isn't a storm-tossed spit of land. It's the Kith who stand together there. Okaizo belongs to us. We've earned it with blood and sweat.
Sure.
And no one shall take it from us now.
While we arguing about this?
I can't stop him. Neither can you. But I can give my country a chance at weathering what comes next. Rawataians, defend Ukaizo!
Well, that was stupid. That was really stupid. I didn't want to fight them. What? Okay, well. Time for some magic. Magic him. Ooh, they're not even tough. Ooh, that's not gonna go well for them. Anyway, super buff. Go. Over there in the background. Give me a Holy Firestorm. Boop. That should do it. You just lose your spell. You just lost the spell. Alaf, why? Don't lose your spells, damn it. They're important. You only have one of those. Anyway, kill the mages. There they go. Dead. Now we can screw with the front line as much as we want. Let me use a wall of many colors. Up. One. Bam! That should work. Over here, give me a spell. Thank you. Over here, give me another spell. Go for the ray of the beam of light. That should work out. Oh yeah, they didn't have a chance. That wasn't even that hard. Kill them harder. Now we wait. Ooh, giblets. What? What was that healing? I knew he just healed a bunch somehow. Oh well, we'll just kill him anyway. Kill him harder. Oh, they're a paladin. I see. Okay. Paladin, other paladin. Use your eye to use a bunch of abilities. Head there. Empower, go. Get all your spells back. Hit them harder. Big spells. After some instant death spells. Oh wait. Starfman doesn't have his. Anyway, it's dead. Easy peasy. Stupid decisions get you stupid results.
Aye, aye.
Right to the last bit of the map. Moi Gueth.
You descend into the ancient winding streets of Ukaizo. Battered by storms for thousands of years, the ruins bear the marks of their role as the lone witnesses of the god's great secret at the center of the city. The houses and boulevards are pierced by great spears of luminous Audra. There are no ashen bodies, no birds, no sign or sound of any life. But with every step, the rhythmic pounding in the distance draws nearer. Soon, you can feel the vibration traveling up your spine. As you approach the center of the city, the weathered architecture gives way to more luminous Audra, piercing the ruins, eventually overtaking them entirely. Cresting the top of a fallen tower, you finally get a clear view of Aethys. He stands, legs astride, next to a great stone monument ringed with 11 cavernous alcoves. All but 3 hold a gargantuan skeleton, bones scrubbed clean by the city's storms.
Those are big skeletons.
An immense Anguithan machine floats above the monument, suspended by invisible energy emanating from a well of light beneath it. Great brass rings spin around a core of metal and Audra at the machine's center. Periodically, Aethys's massive arms swing back. The movement alone is enough to draw great gusts of wind toward him. When they come down on the machine, the impacts are accompanied by eruptions of electricity, fire, and smoke. The hundreds of luminous Audra pillars across Ukaizo sympathetically dim in a rippling wave that spreads out from the machine. The only safe route to the god is a steep ascent along a monstrous pillar of luminous Audra.
Oh, you can see us back there.
Intertwined with fragments of Ukaizo's ruins that it has carried through the centuries. The pillar bends in a long arc, towering above the machine. The pillar levels out near Aethys's head, a silent observer to the destruction of the machine it has grown beside over thousands of years. You weave your way along a treacherous rain-slicked path up the pillar's skyward side. As you arrive at the top, you catch Aethys's attention. fist pulled back. He pauses to observe you. With the same gentleness he showed at Ashen Maw, he lowers his arm and turns toward you.
Hmm. Let's see what he has to say. Or are we the ones doing the talking?
To see Ukaizo in this way. It may be hard to picture, but this city was once full of life. The Huana, yes, but also kith from many other cultures. Great hanging trees shadowed these boulevards. Gardens sprawled across the open rooftops.
Neketaka's doing this pretty much right now.
Each spring, a festival procession would wind its way from the hillside into this valley. The celebrants would pass through a steep walk among the stalls of foreign merchants, flowers falling upon them from all sides. All people of all nations, together in a celebration of new life. Such was the power and beauty of lost Ukaizo.
Okay. Ooh, Widewaden. The soul of Widewaden separates itself from the masses of treading in your wake. He looks up to Itis and clears his throat.
Been a while, old friend. Widewin, I did not think to see you here. But few things go as expected when the Watcher is involved. We were a good team. Once. But this isn't what we fought for. Ain't you just burning the harvest because you planted the wrong seeds? An astute observation, old friend. Consider instead that I am giving the soil back to those who till it. Spring must always follow winter. As long as there are people committed to finding the other side of change.
Well, you're committed.
The agony will not last.
But I'm not.
But thank you for challenging me as you did in fairer times. I haven't forgotten the lesson we strove to impart. You're welcome, I suppose.
If we don't fix this mess you're about to cause, the whole world is gonna look this bad. I mean, it's a mighty heavy load you're putting on our shoulders. I just hope we can carry it.
As long as there are people like you in this world, Adair, I truly do. This power has always been in the grasp of mortals. Now you will finally be aware of it. Now you will be able to decide what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Gone, please, I'm begging you. What do I do following this? How am I to best serve those still living? To improve our future chances of survival?
You guys are not helping.
The Deadfire and the Eastern Reach are full of animancers.
Screw animancers.
Men with brilliant minds.
No.
Who can solve this great problem.
They're evil and incompetent. Get out of here, Atis. You don't know what you're talking about.
They will also need people with brilliant souls, like you, Shodi. People who can tend to the spiritual needs of the world in a time of fear and desperation. Remember, the flame you bear is not only light, but warmth. Provide comfort to all who need it.
I ain't never chatted up a god before. Feel like I should be asking something profound and philosophical.
Doggy, why?
And yet, thing I'll be wanting to know, what be stopping the other gods from coming down and just setting this shit back straight, and then you breaking it again. This be our new tides, then, all up and down, over and over, till the sea drowns us all.
A wise question, Seraphim. Have no doubt, some of the gods are already trying to figure out a way to fix this on their own.
Doggy, why? Is it finally? No. Oh well.
It is not beyond their capabilities. After all, we made these machines with the Huana many years ago.
Okay, give me a second. Okay, I shushed the dog.
But it is not something they can do easily. Not without mortal assistance. It will be for mortals to decide if they should receive it.
Elaf shakes his head looking up at Aetis.
What right do you have to do this?
Destroy the wheel and leave us with nothing? Without even knowing what will come next?
Aloth, we are all gods and mortals, responsible for our own actions.
Uh-huh.
But inaction carries its own moral responsibility. It is a burden I have carried for far too long.
Well, if you don't want gods to be involved with Kith, then you should have stayed inactive.
One must always do as their conscience dictates, even if that means abdicating a position of power. But what of you, Watcher? Why have you followed me? Have you come to bear witness to the breaking of the wheel?
Why you make us suffer?
It is pity for mortals that drives me, Watcher.
No, it's about the idea, not the
felt it
actual
in
people.
Every step I have taken to cross the Deadfire.
What about all the people you've killed? You're doing this with the idea, not the actual human beings, the Kith beings.
What more would you have me do?
The souls trapped in the in-between will present a dilemma for animancers. Some may attempt to protect those souls instead of working on a solution through the wheel.
While I hope that animancers would realize the ultimate importance of repairing the wheel, I admit that many may be distracted by the problem of lost souls.
Also, animancers never solved the Hollowborn crisis.
I know such sympathy should be commended, even though I recognize what trouble it could cause. Thank you for making me think of the lost souls, Watcher. I will provide a haven for
What?
them
You didn't think of
after
that?
my work here is finished. Indulge me in a moment's curiosity. There is something I wish to know about Eora, about Kith, that I can only learn through your eyes.
What could I know that you don't?
You followed me all this way, dodging an armada, navigating an impenetrable wall of storms, voyaging across uncharted seas, besting a guardian who existed to bar your trespass, with the machinations of gods echoing in your ears, and you did so on your own. That is no small achievement. Kith across Eora will hear the tale of it, and look to you with awe. I believe that mortals possess the strength to collaborate and shape a future of their own design.
Didn't really collaborate that much.
Not all of my brothers and sisters agree. I had hoped your actions would set an example for the future, demonstrating the resilience and ingenuity of mortals when they work together.
Have you looked at all the other factions?
Coming to Okaizo unencumbered by alliances proves a different point than the one I intended, but it is a valuable one all the same. What inspired your decision, Watcher? Did the choice echo your foundational beliefs?
No.
Or were you influenced by observation?
Have you seen the factions?
I thank you for your perspective. Yours is not the only opinion that concerns me, but for the moment, it offers much to consider.
Have you seen the Hanzanui back there doing stupids?
All I ever wanted for mortals was growth, transformation. Once, my brothers and sisters shared this goal. Some have forgotten themselves, giving into fatalism or tyranny. Others have succumbed to apathy. It brings me great sorrow that crisis is the only way to set the future in motion. Would that I could pass the responsibility of heralding your darkest hour to another.
Uh-huh.
You shirked the aid of others and came this far alone. But I think you'll find that the future is built on trust, cooperation, and understanding among Kith.
But have you looked at them? Anyway, I've got questions too.
Ask. You are entitled to any answer that is mine to give.
Why have you destroyed my keep?
I apologize, Watcher. There is nothing I can do to restore the glory of your hard-won and poorly situated estate.
Well, thanks.
What happened to Cadnua was not personal in nature. I would have occupied the statue even if it was buried beneath Defiance Bay.
Uh-huh.
Given your perseverance, I know that a second home cannot be distant in your future. You have only to seek it out.
So you're gonna break the wheel and no matter what I do?
The great work of the Ingwithans falls to ruin. Reincarnation as we know it will end. Souls which currently await new life in the beyond will be born into the world as normal, but their numbers will not replenish. Anything that dies will tarry in the void of the in-between, awaiting the motion of a wheel that no longer turns.
Amazing.
Once the beyond has emptied, every birth will be hollow-born. Other maladies of the soul may follow and plague those who linger in life. Unless mortals work together to carve a new path, the essence of life will be trapped in the netherworld. Gods will starve.
Why won't it?
The aura will grow silent and cold.
Why won't it come back to what it used to be?
When we tamed the cycle of reincarnation, we broke what had once functioned naturally and without intervention. The flow of essence will not normalize on its own. Essence will simply pool in the void of the in-between, never passing through Adra networks to the beyond. The dead will be left to wander in darkness, confusion, and sorrow.
How long do you think you got?
A generation or more. That much essence is already poised to flow into Aora. But unlike an hourglass, no amount of turning will compel the sand to reverse its course. Should you choose, you could lay down your burden and trust in your children's children to set matters right. That depends entirely on you. By your reckoning, there are still good years to come. By ours, time is short.
Also the gods aren't gonna be happy?
Yes. They must work toward a solution or perish. If that task is beyond their skill, then they no longer deserve their position. I would have them justify their right to lead. That could mean swallowing their pride and hearkening to the wisdom of mortals. Some, I expect, will perform better than others.
Well, you're not listening to much wisdom of mortals from me, so I think you're one of them that needs to swallow their pride.
No one is worthy of unconditional trust. If you feel the gods are beyond forgiveness, then they don't deserve your obedience. Make your future one that doesn't require them. Should you choose to accept the gods, I hope that you temper your faith with skepticism.
Here's Woodika's view.
Wodika is entitled to her opinion. If the intent of this test is to justify an uprising to come, that is more worrisome. The other gods must decide for themselves if mortals are ready to dictate their future. Should Wodika's tyranny prove the only alternative, mortals must prepare for a terrible conflict. Your perspective bridges eternity, Watcher. Many will look to you to mediate differences that could shake the very foundations of Aora.
So why are you doing this now, specifically?
For several reasons. My strength was diminished after the Godhammer bomb, and assuming this form took incredible effort. With so many vying for control of the Deadfire, I also saw a ripe opportunity for mortals to cast aside their differences and stand together as one.
Well, that failed. Looks like every single thing you thought was gonna happen failed.
They have never been more powerful, more capable. Because of this, the gods must justify their importance or be proven obsolete.
Alright then.
I must attend to my final work now. I cannot delay any longer.
Even though you've been proven wrong on every step.
You have carried a heavy burden across the Deadfire, Watcher. Before I go, I would rid you of it.
No sooner than this is words into your mind that you hear one final dissonant ring. The knot that formed when the Pallid Knight first addressed you and beyond is now gone.
You are free now. As free as any of us can be. Many will come to you for help in the years ahead. Animancers, priests, even the gods themselves. I have great hope for you. But always remember that your future is for you to decide. Use your freedom well.
Well, I decide that you don't do that. Boo!
Aethys squares himself to the machine. As you move to a safe distance, he draws his fist back and resumes his assault. The blows rain down with increased fervor, but the machine perseveres in spite of his efforts. Spreading his arms wide, Aethys draws power from the luminous Adra.
Looks like it was always gonna end this way.
The energy courses through his body.
I guess there was no way to not have the wheel broke.
Light and waves of heat. he returns to his task. Each strike bringing with it the sound of cracking stone and twisting metal, the flickering of luminous Adra across Ukaizo. As the ancient machine finally begins to succumb to his strength, so too does Aethys's body, built to withstand the passage of thousands of years. The great Adra statue has finally been pushed beyond its limits. Cracks appear along the hands, then race up the arms. Aethys does not slow his assault, but continues unabated. Its brass rings twisted. The machine spins erratically but withstands the relentless barrage. Aethys stands astride it and pummels the base of the machine. Soul energy begins to flare out from the machine's heart, warping the air with the intense heat. Aethys drives his right fist into the machine's center, the core of metal and Adra. The god lets out a deafening shout, something between a cry of anguish and a roar of exultation. You see Aethys's arm shatter upward from his hand through his elbow. A flash of light and heat bursts from the core, accompanied by a cacophony of destruction. The moment passes as Aethys's shout echoes throughout the valley. Your eyes begin to recover. The god's work is accomplished. The great machine of Ukaizo has been destroyed. The wheel has been unmade.
Oh well. I guess this had to happen.
As Aethys's voice fades, the enormity of what you've accomplished sinks in. You have confronted a god. You have rediscovered the ancient city where the wheel was forged, and you have seen the wheel shattered. What comes next is uncertain, but already the legend spreads of the Watcher, who survived Andra's mortar and stood toe-to-toe with Aethys. Maras Nua's body finally goes still amidst the rubble of the within machines, yet it continues to glow. Priests and mystics have strange dreams of an island of eternal dawn at the eye of a storm, a port where the tide never flows out, a roadside tavern whose door leads only inward. As a watcher, you see what these dreamers cannot. The souls of the departed drifting toward the Adra Colossus and the twilit afterlife within. Whether it is a temporary haven or a permanent end will depend on what the Kith of Aeora are able to accomplish on their own. And while Maras Nua stands frozen over Ukaizo, the gods look on the labors of Kith, but they do not intervene. They watch and argue, wager and conjecture at how or whether mortals will solve the puzzle set before them.
I guess we'll see.
In reaching Ukaizo and facing Aethys, you have accomplished the impossible. And you have done it without the assistance of the great powers of Deadfire. Your feats capture the awe and imagination of a world that needs heroes more than ever. Some say your intervention prevented Aethys from a far worse act of destruction. Many believe you will be the salvation of Aeora. With each day, your legend grows, as does the chaos in Deadfire.
Probably not gonna get better.
Ukaizo remains unclaimed, and the Efekia Channel becomes the site of a near-constant battle as the Huana and the Rawatayans vie for control of the unprotected island. The Rawatayans rely on their cannons, and the Huana call forth massive waves and beasts of the deep to sink their foes. And while they chip away at one another, the Valians and the Principi pursue their own ends with increasing abandon. Emboldened by their rivals' distraction, the Valian Trading Company seizes territory and mines luminous Adra at a startling pace. Huana villages are left at the mercy of unscrupulous speculators, and resource-rich islands are swarmed and stripped.
Nah, that's fine. Without the wheel, the luminous Adra won't be doing much anyway.
To support their operations, the Valian Trading Company begins shipping ever greater quantities of supplies and luminous Adra to and from the archipelago. This attracts the attention of the Principi, who target these ships with increasing aggression. The promise of fat prizes draws even more pirates to their ranks. The Rawatayans, as well as the Huana, are too busy to stop them. Despite other tensions across the archipelago, Port Maje remains a model of peaceful, productive cooperation between the Juana and the Valian Trading Company.
Cool.
Though they do not always agree, Governor Clario and Storm Speaker Igawa work together for the mutual benefit of their people. As the balance of power changes in Deadfire, so too does Nekataka transform.
Hmm.
With the major powers at one another's throats, Nekataka becomes a maelstrom of chaos. Spies and smugglers follow the flow of refugees into the city, where violence is commonplace. Ukaizo remains the coveted prize, and Nekataka fades into an afterthought. The Kahanga leadership takes responsibility for the welfare of the Raparu.
That's nice.
And the Gullet starts to improve. What was once a den of crime, poverty, and illness slowly becomes a quiet haven for the Raparu. The loss of Skiarilifus's essence weakens the Water Shapers Guild. Their power wanes and their influence fades. The art of water shaping survives as an arcane curiosity. Your brief encounter with Letharn proves deeply influential for the children of the Dawnstars.
Who?
Plagued with nightmares and haunted by the deaths at Hesango, Letharn begins questioning his faith in Aethys. At first, his fellow Dawnstars chide him, but that changes as word of Aethys's deeds at Ukaizo spreads. After all, what business have they worshipping a god who denied his own legitimacy? The children of the Dawnstars respond to Aethys's sacrifice by taking up the lanterns and sickles of the Harvesters of Gone. They become pilgrims of essence, gathering souls across Aora and ferrying them to the haven within the Adra Colossus. Others will repair or rebuild the wheel one day. In the meantime, the Dawnstars will care for the souls of the dead.
Is somebody working on that?
With the Adra at Pokakohara destroyed, and hopes of a Valian outpost dashed, the tribes resolve to leave Tikawara behind. Small and mobile, they move amongst the Kuaorakuhu Islands, where they escape the notice of larger powers. Ships continue to disappear at the southeastern fringe of the archipelago, and stories circulate of a colony of vampires and gulls preying on their crews.
I had to go to the southeast to get a quick piece for the hole.
The dragon, Neraskirlas, no longer passes between Aora and the White Void, and the dead flow slowly breaks apart, exposing the temple long frozen within. Vatnir tries to hold the Harbingers of Dusk together, and for a time succeeds. The group resettles within and around the temple, vowing to protect it. Eventually, however, Remergon's godlike falters, and his followers sacrifice him to the White Void.
Oh well.
The Temple of Remergon falls into disrepair, home only to madmen and monsters. In besting the Beast of Winter, you earned the Death God's mercy rather than his enmity. The deity remains characteristically unforthcoming about his decision, and you're left to wonder whether in doing battle with him in the White Void, you somehow furthered his apocalyptic.
Are we done with all the base game information? Now we're all with the DLC slides?
Once repaired, the Adra at the primal island of Kazuwari again pulses with the flow of soul essence between the here and the beyond. The feral life on the island flourishes, the jungles and veld growing ever wilder and resistant to settlement and exploration alike. The soul of the Porakoa makes for a surprisingly competent replacement for Axika, Eroke, and Wahami as the faces of the hunt. The beast's spirit, little more than a fragment of Gallowayne,
Well, that's cool.
perfectly reflects the will of its divine master. The bloody trials continue, and the crucible survives.
What was Gallowayne so mad about then?
The Porakoa provides an ideal host for three of the most experienced hunters Aora has ever known. The beast grows inexorably, sacrificing coastal villagers and merchant crews alike to its insatiable hunger. Though numerous groups place bounties on the creature's head, its thick hide deflects every attempt on its life.
Why does it have to
A
eat
legendary
humans?
sea monster is born, Like the other souls following in your wake, Muatu eventually yearns to move on to the beyond and the wheel. Stymied by Aethys' actions, however, he settles on returning to Kazuwari, where he joins the choir of souls that echo throughout the Crucible. Slain by your hand, the Titan of Wal poses little further threat to Aora. As the corpse decays, it putrefies into a massive nest of hungry fungal monstrosities. Vessels that anchor off the shores of the Black Isles tend to go missing, only to turn up shipwrecked months or even years later against distant shores. With time,
Weird.
the body collapses upon itself, and the Black Isles finally implode. Though your adventures alter the destiny of Aora and the balance of power in Deadfire, they also leave a lasting mark on those who travel at your side. Your companions find themselves changed in ways both big and small.
About half my companions actually are going to have their quest completed. The other half I'd never traveled with, so...
Adair returns to Hisango, where he reunites with Byrne, the son of his former lover, Alava. The boy takes heart in Adair's account that Aethys and all the other gods were false, petty, and unworthy of the love of Kith. Realizing how close he came to dying for this cause, Byrne finds renewed purpose in working alongside his uncle to repair the many scars left upon Deadfire by the gods. Under Adair's guidance, Byrne grows into the kind of irreverent, stubborn hothead that would have made his mother proud. And Adair visits her gravesite, often to tell her so.
Oh.
Shodi is not a priestess who understands the meaning of subtlety. As such, she makes her girlish crush on Adair painfully obvious from the moment she first sets eyes on the strapping fighter. Early in your travels, Adair appears discomforted by her persistent flirting. He often grimaces when she sidles up to him, and he takes endless pains to keep their conversations terse and to the point. But after a little smoothing on your part to nudge them in the right direction, Adair makes an effort to view Shodi with an open mind. And Shodi begins teasing the veteran fighter in a more companionable and less amorous manner. After saving each other's hides a couple times and sharing more than a few laughs, the two form an easy, and you suspect, lifelong friendship. Seemingly lit with an inner glow, Shodi takes to a new life of mission work with gusto. She still is committed to shepherding souls forgone, but having realigned her goals with that of her fellow Dawn Stars, she now endeavors to help the living as much as the dead. As you travel the Deadfire, you find her sleeping better and laughing more often. When the time comes for her to return to her temple in Nekataka, it's with a clear wistfulness and much lip-biting on her part. She leaves you with her sickle and a hastily scrawled note. It reads, "A keepsake from a path once walked. Remember me, Watcher, for I will forever dream of you."
I wonder what the Watcher's gonna turn up.
Aloth has learned one thing from your adventures. It is that the forces shaping the world are vaster and more complex than he had ever imagined. And they are far beyond anyone's power to control. Thus, it is with great relief that he abandons his labors against the Leaden Key. Without Theus at the helm, it will crumble in its own time. The best he can do is stand back and allow it to happen. You let Rimaro go, and the former pirate ostensibly set sail for the trade lanes of the Eastern Reach, the Edier Empire, Old Valia, and the Republics. For the remainder of your time together, Seraphin seems, if not exactly happy, at least contented with the outcome of your confrontation with his former mentor at Sayuka. After your encounter with Aethys, the pirate drifts into quiet contemplation. As you sail into your next port, he meets you at the ship's rail. He'll be leaving the gods to you going forward, he tells you, and saving his bullets for those like to die from them. Seraphin parts company with you not long after. Occasionally, in the years that pass, you hear tales of his ship the taste of freedom, and its violent exploits against any and all who would purchase or purvey Kith. The Valian Trading Company is initially furious when they learn that Pallegina had assisted the Watcher in claiming Ukaizo.
She didn't do much.
In the chaotic aftermath, the company takes a more nuanced view of Pallegina's actions. The turmoil in the region allows the well-organized company to seize a number of valuable assets from their competitors. Though Pallegina is not rewarded for her actions, nor is she punished, the Dukes and Songreta agree to forget her support of the Watcher. She is quietly reassigned to duty in the Valian Republics, an order she gladly obeys. Pleased with the Navy's conduct throughout the Deadfire campaign, Maya returns to active duty.
We didn't do much with Maya.
She can find a free drink and a sharp salute anywhere she goes in Rawatayan territory. In recognition of her performance, the Navy attempts to give Maya less strenuous work. She flatly refuses, throwing herself into the fray whenever she can. Her rifle never has time to cool. She looks forward to seeing her brother again. So does Ashiza. The discovery of Ukaizo doesn't bring Takehu the answers that he sought, but this proves only a minor setback. Merely knowing that Ngati's chosen landed on the island ignites something in the Huana tribes. A fervent desire to recover the past and let history illuminate the way forward. Takehu rides this momentum, leading by example and teaching his people to rely on each other instead of on omens. His message is an upheaval of norms, but it's as embraced and beloved as he is. Your farewell is short and cordial. Nothing further needs to be said, and you wish each other well. Takehu does not look back. The sea feels restless in his absence. Your pursuit of Aethys and your journey to Ukaizo signal the end of forces that have shaped the lives of Kith and the course of nations. The cycle of reincarnation has been broken. The storms of Andra's mortar have calmed. Yet each ending promises a new beginning. As the sun rises over Ukaizo, Kith turn their gaze eastward, wondering at what lies beyond, and at the world they will fashion for themselves.
Sounds to me no one's working. It looks like nobody's working on the new wheel.
As the Watcher of Cadnua and the former Herald of Bareth, you return to your ship and begin the long journey home. You hope for calm weather.
Right. Is that it? I guess that's it. Oh. Oh, never mind. Hey, credits. I guess that's it then. Well, it wasn't the best of endings, I guess, maybe. But it's what we got. And that's the best we can hope for, at least. This game was much better than the first one. Lots of improvements. A much more distinctive style. Better balancing. I didn't hate the high-level combat as much, even if I didn't like it that much. Much improved. So that's neat. Does it still go backwards? Yeah, it still goes backwards. If I remember right, in the last game, the credits like passed over twice. Or they passed over until you stopped them or something. Beast of Winter DLC. Beast of Winter was the best of the DLCs by my account. It had lots of interesting concepts explored and cool events. We even had White Waden show up at the end there. Neat. Ooh, backers on Patreon. Just like with the first game. That's a lot of people. Jeez. Oh my god. And that's the game. Alright. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I liked it. I'm gonna go with like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Definitely much better. The DLCs did break the pacing a bit near the end though. But, oh well. Anyway, that's it for Pillars of Eternity. Tomorrow I won't be streaming, but I'll be releasing a video. And on Wednesday, we'll be doing a bit of Valheim. Until Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 comes out. Which should be this week, I think. Anyway, that's it for today. See you not tomorrow, but see you later.